Good evening. I'd like to call our meeting to order tonight. I'd like to make sure we know that Mr. Hardy McCullum's out on business tonight, so calling our roll and actually going through the votes for public record will be Ms. Whitney Dubose. She will act as our official scribe, so to speak, to get our roll call completed. Would you please stand and join me in the invocation? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ms. Dubose, call roll, please.
All right. Councilman Roberts.
Here.
President Logan.
Here.
Councilman Hinton.
Here.
Councilman Davis.
Here.
Pro Tem Hogg.
Here.
We have a quorum. Item 4 is presentations. I know the mayor's office and, of course, Chief Burton's office. We're here to recognize on our first item Police Officer Derek Gardner and his retirement recognition. Thank you, Officer Gardner, for being here and your family. Okay, I see the mayor coming down.
Issues with his knees, I can certainly appreciate that. So I will talk in my two-teacher voice. On behalf of the city of Northport and the Northport Police Department, we wish to thank you for your 17 years of service as a animal control officer, and we are sorry to lose you, but we wish to give you a plaque that says, "Presented to Derek Garner, with sincere appreciation and gratitude for 17 years of service with the city of Northport Police Department." Thank you. Thank you for your service and all that you do.
Officer Gardner, I don't know if you had any words from the chair right there. Floor is yours.
I just want to, I don't know what to say. I didn't think I was going to ever get recognized for what I've done for the city. I love the city of Northport. I had a lot of chances to go to other places, but I chose to stay here in Northport. Sometimes I felt like Northport, I love Northport, but I didn't think Northport loved me back. But now that I see Northport really did love me the way they needed to love me. I protected the city long nights. There was times when I wasn't there with my wife and our kids, Christmas, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, it was all that. But I was here, working, trying to keep the city safe. And I appreciate this plan. I appreciate what y'all did for me over the years. And I thank Chief Burton for what, me and him worked a lot of hours together also.
He said you gave him some good advice and you trained him up. Now, he didn't want to say that, but.
Well, I don't know if
Absolutely.
I trained him, but I did advice.
Okay, all right, okay.
But I've got some things I'm going to do in my retirement. I've been preaching for the last 3 years, so I'm working on 4 years of preaching. So I'm gonna give my life to God. I gave it to the city long enough. Now y'all got to turn me loose so I can do what God asked me to do. So right now it's all about my faith in the Lord Jesus Christ. And I thank you for all y'all done for me.
Thank you, Officer Gardner. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now, we're not really going to let him go because he's going to come back and serve as our department chaplain.
Yeah, that's right. Very well deserved, too. Thank you, Chief.
And he did serve 17 years in the police department in
Yeah.
the role of police officer. And
That's right.
Now he's retiring for the last couple of years as animal control. But that's Papa 136 is what we call him.
Papa 136.
Papa 136. Roman 136.
Okay. We know your call name now.
I'll be Chaplain 136.
Chaplain 136. I got it now. I got it. Thank you, Officer Gardner. Thank you for your service. Our next presentation with the mayor's office is our utilities director, John Powell Webb. They have a presentation for an award for our very own Northport wastewater treatment plant.
Yes, President Logan. The Alabama Water Environment Association Plant Awards Committee has its members inspect wastewater systems across the state of Alabama and award the most deserving plant once a year. The committee encourages friendly relationships of information and experiences among its members and promotes efficient and effective wastewater supplies for the citizens of the state, as well as increasing and improving knowledge concerning wastewater treatment and the operation and management of wastewater facilities. The City of Northport's wastewater treatment facility has received the 2019 Award of Excellence, which is a top honor given in each category. The category Northport competed in is the 5 to 10 million gallon day facility. Here to accept the award tonight on behalf of the plant is Mr. Wesley Cunningham, the superintendent.
You didn't bother to say that we were second last year. We are.
We don't want to tell them. Yes, yes, we are. We did.
Item 5 is approval of our agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as printed?
Motion to approve.
That's a motion by Councilman Hogg, second by Councilman Hinton. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Dubose.
Councilman Hogg,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilman Roberts,
Yes.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carried on that one. Item 7 is unfinished business. It's 7A1. It's a second reading of an ordinance rezoning RM2 to C3 located at 3811 33rd Street. Ms. Ram is out of the office. Mr. Davis will be taking up her duties on this one. Mr. Davis?
Yes, Mr. President, this is a second reading. Dano Development requests a rezoning from RM2 to C3. This is a parcel that is catty-cornered across from where we sit. Med Center North is on the south side of 82. This is just back a little bit and just behind the existing buildings there. You probably may have noticed it's already been cleared and it's some clearing work's already been gone on this site. So it's ready for vote for the council. And this comes with a favorable recommendation from the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Thank you. Is there a motion to adopt that ordinance?
Make that motion.
That's a motion by Councilman Roberts. Is there a second? Second by Councilman Davis. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Dubose.
Councilman Roberts,
Yes.
Councilman Davis,
Yes.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Pro Tem Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Second item is a second reading of an ordinance for our 1 cent sales tax revenue regarding usage. Mr. Davis.
Yes, Mr. President, this is identical to what Councilman Roberts presented at the last council meeting with two exceptions to kind of tweak it just a little bit. Rather than having, as you know, there were 4 different categories. The first 3 categories had a maximum of 25%. So, for example, if the new sales, 1 penny brought in $4 million, it would be $1 million that could be in each category or could be adjusted, but a 25% max on the first 3 categories with no maximum on the 4th category. This has been changed to be a 30% max on the first 3 categories with no maximum on the last category, which gives you a little more flexibility. The other change is that it would require a supermajority, which is 4 affirmative votes by the council to modify this percentage or modify what's in the category. So this is a pretty stable plan for how this 1 cent would be spent each year. It's ready for a vote by the council if that's your pleasure.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. Is there a motion to adopt the ordinance setting forth the usages regarding some of the changes in the additional revenue collected as a result of the 1 cent sales and use tax increase?
There was just one clarification, Ron. It's not supermajority to change the percentages, it's to change the percentages other than what's written here.
Okay.
it's meant for the, council and staff to slide the percentages within the allowable limits. A supermajority, if we had to change different than the 30-30 and undone. So I don't know how the language was. It read like we had to have a supermajority just to decide to do 25, 25, 25, which is not what the intent was.
I'll make that clarification and be ready to vote
Okay.
with that.
With that noted, I'll make a motion to,
All right, that's a motion by Councilman Roberts. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Hinton. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Dubose.
Councilman Roberts?
yes?
Councilman Hinton?
Yes.
President Logan?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Pro Tem Hogg?
Yes.
Motion carries.
New business, 8A1 is a first reading of an ordinance annexing .9 acres located at 6720 Flatwoods Road. Mr. Davis?
Yes, this is application to, the applicant wishes to continue to receive city services, and this had favorably approved by the Planning and Zoning Commission.
All right, is there a member of council wanted to offer that for a first reading?
I'll offer that for first reading.
All right, offered up by Councilman Hogg. Second item is a first reading of conditional use to place fill material in the floodplain at 229 and 231 3rd Street. Mr. Davis?
Yes, this again comes with a favorable recommendation for the Planning and Zoning Commission. This property is located next to the Parker towing property to allow them to build. And this is similar, pretty much identical to what you did on the Parker towing. So it's ready for a vote. I'm sorry, this is just a first reading tonight.
Thank you. Is there a member of council wanted to offer that for a first reading?
I'll offer that up for a first reading.
Thank you. That's offered by Councilman Davis. Third item is a first reading of an annexation of approximately 2.5 acres located at 9750 Tom Taylor Road. Mr. Davis.
Yes, this again has a favorable recommendation from the Planning and Zoning Commission. It's an annexation to receive city services.
All right. Is there a member of council wanted to offer that for a first reading?
I'll offer that up also.
That's offered up by Councilman Davis. First item under new business, of course, is a resolution declaring certain items as surplus and authorizing their proper disposal. Mr. Webb, in our pre-meeting, you mentioned there were a few things that reached the useful life.
Correct.
All right.
We have a submersible pump, 2 heaters from a pipe gallery, and a waste receptacle.
Thank you, John. Is there a member of council wanting to offer that resolution for approval?
I'll make that motion.
That's a motion by Councilman Hogg. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Roberts. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Dubose.
Pro Tem Hogg?
Yes.
Councilman Roberts?
Yes.
President Logan?
Yes.
Councilman Hinton?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Second item is a resolution declaring Eddie Kane Steel in default. Mr. Davis.
Yes, Mr. President, the city owns property located east of the Public Works facility that's being leased by Eddie Kane Steel. This allows me to notify them they're in breach of their lease and also authorize the city administrator to take appropriate action in the event they do not cure.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. Is there a member of council wanted to offer that up for adoption and approval for a motion?
I'll make that motion.
That's a motion by Councilman Davis. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Roberts. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Dubose.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Councilman Roberts?
Yes.
President Logan?
Yes.
Councilman Hinton?
Yes.
Pro Tem Hogg?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Third item is a resolution renewing the lease for the Black Warrior Model Railroad Society. Mr. Davis.
Yes, Mr. President, as you know, the Black Warrior Model Railroad Society has been operating the Northport Depot for a number of years. The lease is up for renewal, and this lease is exactly like the one we've been operating under. Basically, the city can terminate early if some reason came up, but it's a 10-year lease. The tenant will pay the utilities. They're not required to maintain liability or contents insurance. The city is responsible for necessary maintenance and repairs, and we do have it in the building insured under our insurance policy.
Thank you. Is there a motion to adopt that resolution?
I'll make that motion.
That's a motion by Councilman Roberts. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Hinton. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Dubose.
Councilman Roberts?
Yes.
Councilman Hinton?
Yes.
President Logan?
Yes.
Councilman Davis?
Yes.
Pro Tem Hogg?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item C is our consent agenda. We have 16 items. They range from bill listings, minutes from the previous meeting, travel and training, and PO requisitions for water and wastewater, of course. Is there a motion to approve that consent agenda as printed?
Motion to approve.
That's a motion by Councilman Hogg. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Davis. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Dubose.
Pro Tem Hogg,
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Councilman Roberts.
Yes.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 9, reports of special committees to council. If any member of the mayor's office or a member of council wanted to give an update or a change in meeting for their respective committees.
Just a quick meeting. There was a meeting today by the admin committee to review a few items that need to be amended or included in the handbook that were overlooked. Hopefully that'll be corrected here in the next meeting or two.
Thank you, Councilman. Any further business from our respective committees?
Retail committee may or may not have report this evening after the executive session.
All right. Any further business of respective committees to council? All right, hearing none. Item 10, public hearings. We have none on the agenda. Item 11, city administrator's business. As I mentioned earlier, Mr. Hardy McCullum's out on business, but I did want to make sure that we knew that the next scheduled council meetings will be the 2nd and 4th Mondays in September. The 2nd and 4th Mondays in September, just due to the Labor Day holiday, it will be the 2nd and 4th Monday. Pre-meeting will be at 5, general body meeting at 6 o'clock. So I think that may be the only business I think Mr. McCullum wanted to relay to everybody. Item 12, departmental business. We have none on the agenda. Item 13, public comment. We have 2 citizens signed to speak. I'll start. Mr. Page, I know you're on the agenda. Can we be a gentleman and let the lady speak first? Yes, sir. Thank you. Ms. Linda Lee. Good evening. Please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Linda Lee. I live at 11672 Elam Drive. The reason I'm here tonight is I wanted to request that the council consider a Veteran Service Day. In most of the other cities, if they have a Veteran Service Day, several businesses and also services from the VA hospital or veteran service officers, they come to this event, and veterans are able to get a lot of information regarding compensation. We have people set up so they can learn more about their benefits. We also will be in the process of requesting nurses to come out and just do screening, brief screening. But we need to set that date so we can see if it's something that we can really do at the city level.
Okay, Ms. Lee, this is a great possible event. I know I've got a veteran right beside me, so he's shaking his head in agreement. And I think, Tony, I think you serve me. Okay. Tony serves everywhere else, though. Can I do 2 things? Can I get Ms. Whitney Dubose to get your contact information? She's our community relations coordinator. And I think getting some more details about the possible event, maybe it's going to be location, time of year, vendors if possible, maybe some contacts for reach outs to the VA and things of that nature. So I think it's a really good idea, and maybe if you and Ms. Dubose can interface, and maybe she can get some more resources involved to maybe report back to us and see what we can do in terms of a date and things of that nature. So Ms. Dubose will be happy to take your contact after this meeting if you don't mind. And yes, ma'am.
My first comment is that Department of Alabama, I'm a district commander here with the Department of Alabama, American Legion. The Department of Alabama is one of the top departments in the world that we're taking care of veterans. We're being recognized for doing the most events that tailor to our veterans. We've been recognized for one of the biggest membership. The last report shows organization in the Philippines had a bigger, and I don't want to say the word a bigger number, because based on the number of veterans that are available for them, that's how the percentage is rated. So compared to them, we're considered 2, but throughout the world, Department of Alabama is #1 in veterans becoming members. Now, the American Legion just recently, Congress just veterans that serve during wartime. That's not the case anymore. If you serve one day active duty, one day, and you're released under honorable conditions, you can now become a American Legion member. We need the members. Another thing to think about that puts Alabama at the top. At national level, they're identifying locations of where they want to build veterans' homes. But Alabama was selected as the state to place the last veterans' home. And the last comment is Chief. I'll have a sidebar with you. Thank you.
Like them sidebars. Okay. All right. So, Ms. Lee, if you would, after the meeting, if you would stick around, I know you got your sidebar meeting with our chief, and Ms. Dubose will be happy to take your information. That way, you and she can kind of interface and maybe talk more about the possible event and some ways that we can help with some of the outreach to our veterans. Maybe get Councilman Davis involved too. Thank you. Thank you for what you do. Our next citizen signed to speak is Mr. Joseph Page Sr. Good evening, Mr. Page. Good evening. Please state your name and address for the record.
What you all did in front of my house about the pothole, but that's just one house. I'm looking out for my neighbors too, because I drive through the neighborhood. I mean, it's okay just to do mine, but what about, for 30 years I've been crying for some asphalt. Everybody gets asphalt from me. I'm the squeaky wheel that gets no grease. And you all know that. You've been in office, I've been coming there every tell you. So can I get some asphalt?
Sure. Let me give you an update last time you came, and thank you so much for coming. I know you had a couple items last time we talked, and I tried calling you today at 10:57, and then at 11:30. I know you said you were out in the funeral, so I hate missing your call. I do know as of today we've laid 10.5 tons of asphalt just in that area, and that's a process like we both agreed a couple weeks ago last time you came.
We didn't get none.
It's 10.5 tons of asphalt.
We didn't get none.
I'm just
30
telling.
years.
I understand.
I got none.
Based on potholes that are repaired as of today, we have repaired roughly 10.5 tons of asphalt. And our trucks only hold 5 tons, a small truck that we have. So it's a process, Mr. Page. We're actually, when you wanted the potholes fixed, we went through and we have to go street by street. So,
You stop.
well, we got to refill the truck at some point too, though.
But still, but you see, will call off. Come on now.
Mm-hmm.
He will call off one another, and my councilman, he won't even come see me. He won't even come see me. Don't look out for me.
Page, I've been out there a few times.
Let me get my next point.
Yes, sir.
Okay, forget the pothole.
Yes, sir.
Are you familiar with orders number 1817, section 42-261?
No, sir, and I don't.
I'm gonna tell you.
I don't claim to know it.
This is you all's thing.
Yes,
I
sir.
had to go do some research myself.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that ordinance says that whereas the city of Northport wishes to amend Article 8 of the Northport City Code regarding weed control to prevent the delay in notification and cutting of overgrown premises. Whereas the city of Northport believes it would be best interest of the city to implement these changes. It says in order to keep premises and vacant lots within the city free of growth of weeds, mosquitoes, so your grass cannot be 12 inches, allow any vegetation to become overgrown, allow down trees or limbs to remain to the extent they may create a favorable condition of harboring of mosquitoes and other insects. So okay, the house, the lot next to me, I think a tree, it's not no 14 inches. 7 years this guy hadn't cut his lot.
Mm-hmm.
He has 2 lots over there.
Can I pull a map up real quick? Can we pull a map? Yeah, because I appreciate it. That way we can kind of look. We're just gonna highlight where you're.
Okay.
All right, that looks to be your lot right there.
38. And
Okay,
39.
38.
I'm sitting on 2.
Okay, the lot just to the south of you. Is that the lot you're requesting, you're referring to?
I'm gonna get on the other one too, because.
Yes, sir.
You all, say that you all only own half of, you sent a guy out the other day.
Mm-hmm.